So we're back. Deadly Assault is refreshed, so let's get back in there. Okay, let's see. Obviously, we're bringing Yixuan here. See what's up with that in a minute. And then obviously we're gonna use what's her name? Yixuan, Yixing Wang, and the Butcher, as always. Let's see. Attribute anomaly. Do we? What's the anomaly bonus here? That's not anomaly. AP. Okay, here we go. Okay. Well, the only anomaly unit I have is Jane, so, whatever. Aether and Fire. That's interesting. And then obviously. And these buffs are like shilling hard. Because like Aether Veil here plus physical. And then over here, HP, all the stuff plus, Ether. So there's these. This one. Hey, if I had, what's her name? Miyabi, it would be a triple, what's it called? Triple Void Hunter kind of meta. Which I'm working on it. For anybody who wants to see the last scores, I made it to 6%. These are the scores I had. This bottom one was kind of a pain because again, it's designed more for fire than it is for her. There's no what's the word? There's no ether weakness or anything there. But you just got to make do. As much as Monato's not too bad, he's still like I don't know. It's probably my build specifically too, but I can't seem to build him or get him right. I have him M6, which you would think would cover for most of that, but even still, Yixuan outpaces him, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing, but whatever. But yeah, so far we're still. I wonder, does this? For anybody who knows, does this include all of them? I think it's chopped off the. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it does the 6 latest. I thought it held all of them, which I find kind of interesting now. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So I used to think it held all of them, like your whole records, but it only holds whatever the newest one is, which I find kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know who to start with first here. Let's start setting up some of these teams. So for one, Yixuan's obviously going to be here, or Yexing Wang's going to be here. Save. Again, we don't have any other choice but to run. So let's see. Here we're using Yixuan. Can you not? It's like I press up and there's a delay before it lets me go on there. Yes, go away. The question is, I've been kind of enjoying using. Let's see who else. So she's resistant to ice, so you don't want to use. I have Lycone built. I'm running him on his own weapon. Just full impact, just as much stays and everything as I can get. I don't have his this thing leveled up at all, so that's kind of obvious. You're missing a total of 15% impact. Looking for yeah. So whenever you activate the encircled prey or whatever. Funnily enough, he's just kind of turned into a big version of like the 5-star version of Pulchra. Because Pulchra's main thing is like you swap onto her, she does her thing. With her, it's an evasive assist, right? And then she comes in, and then you swap off of her. Now she's on field by herself doing whatever. He does the same thing where it's like him with a defensive assist. If you hold the basic attack when you counterattack or whatever, he goes into his encircled prey. He just stands around hitting them off field while you're doing whatever with your main character. But where Polka takes M6 to get her 30% damage bonus to all attribute types, he just has it for free on his kit. Personally, I would have preferred if as an ice user, you got both of these bonuses. Because right now, if you're an ice unit, you get this, or you get this for other attributes. That's what it seems to be, right? And it increases the damage from other attributes by 30%. So ice doesn't seem to get this 30% damage bonus. It'd be nice if you get both, if you're using ice, but if you're not using ice, you get the 30 at least, right? So it's just kind of whatever. Other than that, I mean, he hasn't really changed very much. You use his basic attacks even less than you used them before, which is kind of like why it's not really worth using this on him anymore. But yeah, because this gives his basic attacks. Only basic attacks get 6% extra days when you hit him. I'm sure it counts all the hits he's doing while he's off field. You know, his little glacial walls, but I don't. The point is, those will stack this. I'm assuming, right? Because it just says when an attack hits an enemy. So those are attacks. The main thing though is that this days only benefits his basic attacks. You really don't use his base attacks very much. I imagine the glacial walls hits from off field don't count as basic attacks, but I mean they might. I don't know. Probably this one would be better for him, just because more energy is slightly better. Plus, he also has more days from this because I got a copy of him. But I don't know. I just figured just leave him on his own weapon. So yeah, here Aether. The question, one of the main things, I'm probably gonna end up with something like. Yeah, there's really no reason not to do this, so we're gonna go with him. Where is this? Give me this. I have to swap his gear every so often because, like, yeah, it's just, it doesn't always work the way you want it to. I'll have to go here. I'm gonna swap his gear and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. This is the Yixuan build for anybody who wants to see it. I recently got pretty good pieces on her. 160 crit damage plus almost 60 crit rate, but her gear gives her 12%, so 58 plus 2 is 60 plus 10, 70, plus her weapon gives her another 20, so she's at 90% crit rate. With her M6, she's basically at 100%. I'm overcapping by 5, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. So I'm running her on this. Ideally, I'd probably want to run her on Branch and Blade Song. However, this piece here is like, I recently discovered, for those of you guys, I'm sure everybody, if you're on this channel, you've seen other people. I'm like low on the list of people who you would have seen already. For those of you who've seen Rivenus, he has like his own little website where you can search up your account and look at the gear you have and all that stuff. And I found that and I was looking through it and it has like labels like this is I saw this and it gave me the god tier level like rolls or whatever, and I was like, that's right, it is. So unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck using this one. So this is her gear. These two obviously can use a lot of improvement. This one's not too bad, but it could be better. There's 2 wasted rolls. Both of these are a waste plus this. So these could be better, but the way it is now, it's pretty good. So that's why I run her on that set. I don't have a Branch and Blade song that competes with this on substats. Like this one's just like the best piece probably I own on this account. So I'm just gonna run it on her. Yinhu again, just attack. Don't worry about anything else. As long as you meet his attack requirements, whatever. You want energy. I put energy here just to make sure he always has his EX special up whenever you need it. M4. The M4 doesn't do anything. The only thing that matters is M1. Then M6, which I don't have. It just boosts how much damage, or how much sheer damage or sheer force, whatever he gives out on his buff. Nicole's the same. The only thing is with Nicole, you want to make sure you're running this on her, because most of the time I run her with Sambi, and this ends up being more optimal, but because I'm running it with Yixuan, the attack buff from this doesn't help Yixuan very much, but this damage bonus does, so keep that in mind.
My services are expensive.
So we're gonna go with Bellion. Okay, save and exit. So I'm gonna go in here. This is the one I'm gonna end up doing. However, I'm just checking because again, Nicole, I end up using her on other teams, but because this is an anomaly, I'm not gonna use Nicole here anyway, and I'm not using Nicole on this team. So I think I'm safe to just go in there and do that. One of the issues with this team is there's no stunner, as you can clearly see. It's not terrible, but you really want to manage your stun windows better. terrible. Sometimes, again, this boss will bait you. Like, the main time you're supposed to do the triple block thing is when she does like the constant like machine gun chains or whatever. That's the kind of the main time you do it. But when you're fighting her before, or him or whatever, before certain phases, he'll throw out yellow flashes anyway. So like I used to try to hit those. And I also, if you're noticing, I really hate using Pan Yinhu's chain attack. There we go. So that's what I'm talking about. I don't know if he did that last time. He may have, and I wasn't paying attention, but... ult. You want to make sure you go to Nicole before you ult, because obviously you need Nicole's bubble and her weapon effect active. Again, you get 15%. What's it called? You get 15% crit chance, but you also get like the weapon does give you a buff, but her passive, while her normal briefcase passive, kind of the point of it is that is you get the defense shred. Obviously, Yixuan is one of the few people who can actually use the other part of it, which is the 25% ether damage bonus. So you kind of want to make sure you have that up as much as possible. Oh, I thought it was stunned. Usually, since I use a stunner a lot of times, after that he's already stunned, so this was not the case this time. I'm already at 20, and I'm not even like... We still have like a minute left, so... It's not going too bad. It's just, I like to be super optimal. I think this is the waste here. I don't think we're going to get any points. Yeah, we don't get any more points out of this, so he's just wasting time. This is one of the other things that I kind of don't like about this bosses, is that, like, while it gives you 5k for hitting those 3 defensive assists over and over again, I like this. It doesn't help anything because, again, I've said this before, but it doesn't tell you anything you don't already know. Like, if you have a stunner, it's like, oh, the stunner did the most days. It's like, yeah, I kind of knew that already. If you have like a main damage dealer, it's like, oh yeah, the main damage dealer did all the damage. It's like, yeah, I kind of, you know what I mean? Like, it's fun to look at them, but I find that funny. But yeah, it's nice to see this all laid out here. But yeah, I'm sure like 30 is possible. That run was kind of sloppy, but it wasn't like, you kind of overestimate sometimes how much more you can get by optimizing your run. And it's really not that much more. Not that I'm like a pro or anything, but like I'm already kind of at the top end of execution, right? There's a lot of people who like don't know how to use their characters very well, don't have like basic principles and fundamentals on like what you're supposed to do. And again, I'm not like the best ever, but I kind of already have a basic fundamental grasp on how most of these mechanics chain together, how they like just work in sequence, you know, all that kind of stuff. So for me, there's not like sometimes I'm like, oh, I can hit 30,000, which might not be true. Or maybe just like trying to be as perfect as possible. I'll only hit like 28 or 28.5 or something like that. But like I said, I'll try to upload more like runs where it's like, okay, this is kind of as good as it's gonna get, as optimal as it's gonna get. So you guys can see that like there's really not that much of a difference that you can make up. If you're like a newer player, obviously you're getting used to your characters, you're learning all that stuff. That's when you want to like really grasp, how to improve. But once you kind of already know the basics, it's like okay, do whatever you want from there. What else? Not to mention the other thing with Nicole on this team. Uh, in the middle, you want to spam out her bubble as much as possible because Pan Yinhu is running the Astro Voice set. So you want as many quick assists onto Yixuan as possible to get the maximum out of that buff. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. The next one is probably going to be maybe Dead End Butcher or probably the creator. We'll figure out.